play some of the sweet format. Abzan Fall, chat. Fall of the Thran. 6 mana enchantment. When it comes into play, destroy all lands. Chapters 2 and 3, return all lands. Return 2 lands from the graveyard to the battlefield for each player. So, this is basically a deck based around trying to break the symmetry of this card. So we break the symmetry of this card in a couple of ways. The first is that Knight of the Reliquary would love us to put a bunch of lands into the graveyard to get big. Knight of the Reliquary also searches up Bojuka Bog, which exiles target player's graveyard. So after you Fall of the Thran, you can Bojuka Bog your opponent to exile their graveyard so they can't get their lands back. Realm Eater is another excellent way to break parity. This card says when a permanent an opponent controls is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on this. So if you have the Realm Eater in play, this is getting +1/+1 for every land your opponent has that's about to die. And then you could, generally speaking, use those counters to clean their board out. Another way we have to break parity, Felidar Retreat. Even if we don't exile our opponent's graveyard, denying them the ability to get their lands back, Felidar Retreat here gives us double landfall triggers when Fall is returning lands from our graveyard to the battlefield on chapters 2 and 3. So, I think we got a neat thing going on here. We've got Thoughtseize and Fatal Push for cheap interaction. We've got Tocatli Honor Guard as just like a good card in the format that hoses a lot of different things. We've got this kind of cheeky proactive game plan. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this and see if we can blow some lands up and get on the scoreboard here today. GP Miles, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. When 100% of the mystical archives are spoiled, I will do a short YouTube review video on them. Is my plan. Is Elspeth's Nightmare? Is this format too powered up for Elspeth's Nightmare? Elspeth's Nightmare's sequencing is too narrow and specific for this deck, I think. You have to Elspeth's Nightmare on the turn to line up the 3rd chapter with the 1st chapter of your what's it called? Which is pretty narrow and specific, all things considered. Blue-white control on the other side of the board here. Love to stick Felidar Retreat here while you're tapped out. Black Leyline technically has synergy with Fall of the Thran, but I don't really think it's good in this format in general. That's why I'm not playing it. Ooh, that's a nice draw. Huh? So we're definitely leaving them with the counter spells. Can we just take some of their 2-for-1s here? Like we take Behold, take Narset. There's a non-zero chance they Field of Ruinous this turn to fix their mana, which will trigger Felidar Retreat. I guess they could cycle Shark Typhoon to kill this Llanowar Elf here, but that's fine too, right? They're just gaining 5, sure. Thoughtseize is such a fucking tilting card. Just double Thoughtseize, just like runner, land we needed to cast, sweeper. Just absolutely brutal. Okay, my sideboard is not built anywhere close to properly for blue-white control. I'm gonna have to reevaluate that. So if you look here, this is a good way to tell my sideboard's built wrong. I cut the cards I don't really want, and I've brought in the cards I do kind of want, and I've only got 57 out of 60. Noxious Grasp is like fine. Killing big Teferi's important, but I probably want 1 to 2 more cards in my board here. Like Ashiok Dreamrender, for example, is not particularly good here. I guess I'll leave a 1/3 for 2 in my deck. Yeah, it's funny. I'm gonna get asked this question a lot, I assume. Twizzler, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub, by the way. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get asked this question a lot, I assume. But people ask, like, Jeff, do you think Counterspell and Swords to Plowshares are too good for Historic? I think anybody that doesn't know the answer to that question should be obligated to spend a minimum of 80 hours playing against nothing but blue-white control in its current state in Historic. If you want those cards to enter this format, 80 hours minimum playing against blue-white control. And then we can have a conversation about whether or not it's too good after you're done with your 80 hours. It's about 5 games. Yeah, give or take 5 games. Morning, Quintivis. Dragon / Sarkin isn't really something that's established in this format, no. Hey, thanks for the Prime, Quintivis. Yeah, the new spells are super hype. I'm excited. I'm excited for Historic with new cards. It's gonna be great. So fall doesn't really accomplish much here, right? I guess it like slows the opponent down for a little bit, but it actually just puts us behind on lands at the moment. So unfortunately, we don't have a way to break its parity in hand. I was very surprised to see Memory Lapse as opposed to Remand. Memory Lapse is a very, very obnoxious and powerful effect. Lots of people are going to try and make Mind's Desire work. Card's very sweet. I don't know, some people are talking about Time Warp. I don't really know that I find Time Warp. Honestly, Time Warp's probably less offensive than Aldrin's Epiphany in a lot of situations. I know it costs slightly less mana, but not getting any power and toughness with it is a big deal. Does Day of Judgment replace Doomscar's Wrath 5+? Yeah, very likely, I think. I was already, like, we played a Bant Ramp deck the other day, and I was already playing Shatter the Sky in that, as opposed to Doomscar. Time Warp doesn't exile itself, which could be a problem. Yeah, I guess, but it's like a lot less free to loop Time Warp than it is something like Nexus of Fate, for example. Salmonek, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Yeah, there's no regeneration in Arena, right? So Day of Judgment and Wrath of God are literally just interchangeable. There was some kind of command that I could put in the stream title that would make it easy to figure out which cards were in the historic archives. Hopefully we'll have that kind of technology at some point.
This isn't a fight with no time for a break.
Does Wrath of God even reference regeneration? It does. This can't be regenerated. I would assume that there's no rule text programmed into Arena for can't be regenerated. Maybe I should have done this before I let them untap their lands. Alright, now we're gonna try and make the Thran fall down, shit. Do we try this first? Now I'm gonna lead on this. I think there's a good chance they have a counterspell here. No counterspell! Goodbye, lands! Yeah, Thraning Azcans is a big deal. You get a Geddon, and you get a Geddon. Everybody gets a Geddon. I'm just gonna let this happen, actually. And then I'm gonna cast another fall. The pathways having to come back on the front side's a touch awkward. Alright, so I probably should have done this last time, but I didn't because I kind of messed up. What we're going to do in response to this is Bojuka Bog them. I probably should have just done this last turn. Play around Censor, I think. Yeah! Get him. Get him. Alright, so our sideboard's not ideal for blue-white control, but we're on the scoreboard at least. Oh, we can already play around Censor with it. Yeah, but then we couldn't attack for lethal. Oh. I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect to win that. We cast so many Armageddons, Brad. How could we not win? There were so many Armageddons. The blue-white control deck actually isn't that good if you keep Teferi off the table. They're mostly a bunch of one-for-ones if you could do that. Alright, so we're going to adjust the sideboard a little bit after this one to make, probably grab like another Duress, maybe another grindy threat for control, but... The mobile version on Android honestly runs better than it does on my computer sometimes. I haven't played it for an extended period of time though. It's like I played like one match here and there. But like I was expecting constant performance issues and was pleasantly surprised. To set the bar exceedingly low, they beat my expectations. How resource intensive is it? I don't know a good answer to that offhand. I have a good cell phone. The TLDR. Just gonna take their Wrath of God here and we'll try and play through the counter spells. Wondering if your Chromebook can run it. That's right, Chromebooks do run Android apps now, don't they? Again, just gonna shock to play around Censor because my life total mostly is irrelevant here. Got me. Now they really did get me. Oh. That's actually pretty good for us, right? So I get to go Shockland, Grasp you. Yeah, Grasp is actually low-key very good in this matchup because Teferi is their most important card, and it's not particularly close. It does not. Double face cards are always their front side in the discard pile. I think we just force the absorb here and hope to draw some live ones. If they play Borrower this turn, we're technically losing the race, which isn't an exciting prospect. Does Yarok double retreat? Yeah, it should. I believe Yarok's worded when a permanent entering the battlefield triggers something. And that's definitely a land entering the battlefield triggering something. I'm gonna go ahead and put a +1/+1 counter on these in case they have Shark Typhoon this turn. And Wrath of God. Alright, fall the Thran. Alright.
Keep an open mind. Fury will
It's not a terrible draw. Kills Teferi. I really hope Helix is the red-white archive we're missing.
I won't hide from the world any longer.
It does fit the enemy cycle and the number crunch.
Let's skip to the good part.
Fall! Fall! Okay, I think we're dead here. Alright, let's adjust the sideboard here real quick to get some more reasonable cards there so we don't have like... What's it called in our deck post board? I mean, to be completely fair, we probably didn't have single cards that got us back in that game at that point. Honestly, a couple of bindings in the main is probably pretty good. Ramping us up to fall seems reasonable. And that gives us fewer cards we need to cut. So I need, if my main deck looks like this, again, just a quick sideboarding lesson. If my main deck looks like this, I need 8 cards to bring it against blue-white control because I have 4 Tocatli Honor Guard and 4 Fatal Push here. So right now, I have like 2 Grasp, 2 Mythos, 2 Duress, and like maybe Ashiok. What are other planeswalkers we can play that are in our colors? I feel like I want some kind of source of card advantage in the board. Can you donate for a 3rd Historic deck? You definitely can, Menace. Oh. You know what's probably great? This is like exactly what we want, right? Our deck is mostly permanents. This card also just like beats them down and kills them. I feel like I want 2 of these. I'm out of mythic wild cards. All right, chat. We gotta go buy some packs, chat. Still nowhere near all of the cards in this set. I'm buying wild cards right now, chat. Booster packs get you wild cards. Although it looks like we might need more than 15 packs here. You can see top right, we need to open a number of more packs here to get our mythic wild card. Need 3 more packs. You're guaranteed to get more than 2 mythics every 36 packs, because you also open mythic wild cards inside of booster packs. I think it's like 1 in 30 gives you a mythic wild card inside of a pack. So it's like 3 mythics per 36 packs or so. I believe is the ratio. Thereabouts. Metallurgic Summonings is just bad Shark Typhoon at this point. What Strixhaven bundle did you get? The one without draft tokens in it. The actual answer, chat, is that because you all at home grace this to be my job, I just put money in the machine and keep buying packs until I have the wild cards we need. Hey, Vaseth, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Thanks for the support. Yeah, it's like if you buy 36 packs, I believe you're guaranteed to get 3 mythic and 5 rare wild cards is the rate. Because you get 4 rares and 2 mythics from the wheel spinning in 36 packs, and then you also open at least 1 of each in the actual packs themselves. I'm gonna play Jund Panza, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah, Jund Panza, red-green Panza's definitely gonna be a thing with Sawtooth. For sure. Tocatli Tocatli Honor Guard, probably not amazing here, but also not completely dead since it turns off this at least. Playing Realm Eater to bait removal before I play Knight. I'd rather this die to a binding than Knight die to a binding, I think. It's a great draw. Well, shit. We're gonna take the ultimatum. We can't take any of their single pieces of removal, so we'll take the ultimatum and try and play through the rest of it, I suppose. Hey, Benes, thanks. Oh, I forgot to change my scene back. I apologize. Benes, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. You want Vorinclex, Goldspan Dragon, Thoughtseize. Okay, so like Jund Planeswalkers then is what we're looking for. If this gets bindings here, we could Felidar Retreat potentially and get that going. Notion Rain, thanks for the follow. Good morning. They are extinction eventing. Awkward. Not playing this out to just have it die to binding. Chat, they're only playing an 80 card deck. Of course they're gonna very quickly find their win condition. Come on now. The truth is out there. Of course the second ultimatum was lurking. Like, not only are the Mystical Archives sweet, but honestly, the more I thought about it, like, looking at all of the top decks that are good in Standard right now, basically all of them are also good in Historic, plus you get to play all these other sweet things, so it really just doesn't feel like it makes a lot of sense to play Standard at the moment. Standard basically feels like watered down Historic to me. Does not feel like there's a compelling reason to play that format. Emergent Ultimatum is exactly Gifts Ungiven. It's a card that when Timmy reads it, he's super excited to play with it. And then the look of dread on his face when he realizes the optimal way to play it is just combo kill your opponent is very sad. Harlandraka, thanks for the follow, and Distinction, thank you for the 23 months. Welcome back. Standard has become what Block used to be. Well, I mean, that's like a natural, it's like a pretty natural part of the fact that Eldraine is so pushed, right? Like it feels like a Block format because the only playable cards are out of that set. Honestly, one thing I'm not sure about in this deck is something we might try later in this set is Land War Elves honestly might not be that good. I think there's a good chance we're supposed to just like be playing other spells that do things instead of Land War Elves. Because, like, while it's kind of nice to get to things like this sooner, I don't know, like having that many more mana sources in the deck is not ideal in a lot of situations. And put 1/1 counters on them with this second one. Try and close this game out. Yeah, they do at least pump with retreat in an instance like this. Like, you could also imagine, like, well, what if these were just, like, other good spells instead of these elves? They are good with Fall of the Thran. Our deck is not good, but it's definitely great. For reference. I feel like our sideboard probably still needs some work, though. Maybe I don't want these Witch's Vengeance. With Honor Guard and Cage, I might not need this effect. Or maybe Deccan Stone is unnecessary with everything else we have going on. Do they have their binding on fur? And this is the other part too, right? Like, then once they have binding on 4, if they drew this like they did here, we actually just get time walked by it, right? Because we can't play anything else out. I'm gonna take the card that kills me.
Just the trick for this. Prowess.
This is griefing, but legal. He's hungry, chat. He's a hungry boy. Sweet memes are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Jacob the Cosmos, 617 months, welcome back. Should we have a third realm meter in our 75? It's very possible we should have a third realm meter in our 75. They're dead, right? Ow! This card's kind of good at cleaning up the board after fall happens too. Maybe these Tocatli Honor Guards, in the main might be silly. There's a lot of control in the ladder. I think I want 4 in my 75, but main deck's probably not reasonable. Another consideration is Land War Elves better than, say, Lotus Cobra in this deck? Because Lotus Cobra is kind of gassed with Fall of the Thran too. I feel like we should probably try Lotus Cobra for science reasons, right? I don't think we want both, because I think that's just too... Cobra plus Knight does make a giant bucket of mana, you're not wrong. What do I want? What do I want my last 4 slots? So I think I like... I'm gonna remember to change my scene back again this time. So I think I like all of these cards that are... Like, I think I like these 75 cards, but which of these cards should be in my main deck is basically the question. Yeah, like, if Inquisition of Kozilek was legal, we'd play 2 to 3 Inquisitions easily, I think. I wanted to add another Wolf, that's true. Maybe I want that. Maybe I'm not happy and we're going to do that. I'm going to cut a card for my 75. The problem with Passage is that you have to play more basic lands. I don't know that I can afford to play more basic lands. Could play Mama in the main. Can I retreat? Nah, I think retreat's great. Let's do that. The reason for Tocatli versus Hushbringer. Tocatli blocks better. A 1/3 that blocks is valuable against goblins. Yeah, I was explicitly holding retreat because I knew my opponent had a binding in their hand. So like... Do you need a basic plains? Yeah, if I want to play Fabled Passage, I should have at least one of each basic. Hey, look, immediately rewarded for putting a bunch of anti-control cards in my deck as we queue into creatureless control. I guess they could theoretically be playing Treasure Flare, but probably playing blue-white control. Man, 4 Thoughtseizes in 4 turns couldn't have happened to... Oh, no. Oh, no. They're not playing blue-white control. They're playing combo tokens. And we have 4 Thoughtseizes that are very dead. Oh, no. Hand meat cookie jar. Our hand is so bad against tokens, chat. Ow! Ow! I've now double mulliganed. I'm gonna put these over here and pretend like they don't exist. Yes, land that doesn't hurt me is lovely. I mean, if they draw this Orphan Guard here, I'm probably Thoughtseizing them. You cannot... Well, I can remove 1 counter to kill all the tokens. They definitely should not have attacked. That was a very bad attack. My dojo does not contain fear, chat. Cowards can't block warriors. I ain't scared. Thanks for the follow, 2 Chains. Good morning. Alright, so Deccan Stone is decent here. Cage is good. They're a Luca polymorph deck for reference. Duress is excellent here. Probably want to split like 2 Duress, 2 Thoughtseize. Nissa Vital Force is probably a little slow. Oh shit! You know what card we're not playing that we should definitely be playing? There should be copies of Yasharn in my 75. Thankfully, there's not a lot of Junsack on the ladder where we're at, but there should definitely be Yasharns in my 75. Doesn't Tocatli stop their combo? It stops the Crater Hoof trigger. Maybe that's worthwhile. Yeah, they are. They're very likely a Crater Hoof combo tokens deck. They could just be honest tokens too. So they're not. So again, there's a lot of combos in Historic. I'm assuming that my opponent is playing Transmogrify Luca and not Indomitable Creativity. Yeah, a couple of Honor Guards is probably fine here. Honestly, they're kind of aggressive. The fall plan's probably not amazing here. We probably just want to be more Abzan mid-range. I'll trim one of those and get an Honor Guard in here. Sounds good. Fatal Push, normally not good against tokens, but Fatal Pushing their Luca target or their Transmogrify target stops them from comboing you, so it's worthwhile here. Just gonna 1-for-1 them here. Let's keep my life total high. Kazi Games, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I'm thinking we're done playing Standard until the new set drops, and honestly, maybe even until rotation. We'll see. We'll probably poke it at the new set, but like, if I'm being bluntly honest, I'm not really expecting the new set to have that much of an impact. I think I'm holding this till next turn to play Fall of the Thran. We are very lucky they didn't get the rogue. You're not wrong. They could have, but they didn't, chat. Everybody calm down. Maybe I'm supposed to make this a, I'm supposed to make that a 3-2 there. That's a really good one. Ooh, that's a really good one. Man, I don't know if this deck is good, chat, but it's definitely great. Oh, I timed this wrong. It's fine, sequencing. So, I don't want to crack the fetch right away, because if they have land polymorph, I need to be able to fatal push. Yes, look at that. Nailed it. No! No, I'm out of basics! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, chat! Our brains were so big, chat! My brain was so large! Oh! Oh! Gosh, we were gonna win by so much! Alright, we need some more basic lands in our deck, chat. We need 1 to 2 more basics. Yikes! Yikes! Thanks for the biddy, Raz. That's just good TV, chat. It's just good TV. You might not like to admit it, but that's what peak performance looks like. Nah, I don't think we want more lands. I think we just want different lands. I'm playing 28 lands in my deck. Yeah, if I want to play some Yasharn, Having more basics for that's not a bad idea either. Don't touch that dial. The random bits of audio missing aren't you at home. They're Magic Arena bugging out because it's a quality piece of software. Yeah, I agree with chat. Like, Arena will just never be the same as Paper Magic, because in Paper Magic, you just very quickly palm the forest back into your deck and then fetch it out, chat. Arena's just not quite the same. Just doesn't let you cheat like people do in Paper Magic. Who's that? Was that Burton Sheeny that kept picking up? That was a Burton Sheeny. Like, okay, Paper Boomers help me out. Burton Sheeny was the we're gonna keep taking the same land back up out of our graveyard a bunch of times, right? It was Burton Sheeny, yeah, okay. Yes, yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm gonna do actually. Cutting, because we cut land more elves for Lotus Cobra, we can cut green sources, is exactly correct. Actually, I'm just gonna block here, because we're gonna use this to destroy the board next turn, right? Happy to be here for almost 2 years. I'm excited to see new cards in Strixhaven get played in Historic, how long it takes you to get sent bits to buy all the alt art for them. Alright, so... yeah, go to my turn. Take action, get rid of all of our friends here. Thanks for the 23 months, all the good. No joke, I think this card's legitimately good. Hey, thanks for the Prime McBiggins. I appreciate you doing it now. Rail meter is hungry. Nom 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 nom. Attack for 9. Dunk. You can't eat just one. All right, let's restart the client really quick here, and then we'll poke at the mana base here together. Yeah, I think I want like two more basics and like one more Fabled Passage. 3 passage, 5 basic is probably good. Yeah, the fall triggers the World Eater. And honestly, if you think about it from a flavor perspective, the World Eater getting bigger as all of your opponent's lands die is like kind of a big savor the flavor moment, right? All right, so pathways are kind of awkward with fall anyways, so I think I'm cutting those. I need one more land cut here. Do I need extra basic planes? I don't really need white mana till much later, right? How many white do I have? This is 7... 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Can I get away with 14 white? I could probably get away with 14 white with Lotus Cobra, huh? I'm thinking about the mana before I think about the spells, chat. We probably want Yasharn. Oh, Abzan Triome's a thing we can play. I think Past Jeff didn't play this because he was trying to play Land War Elves. But yeah, cutting Land War Elves for Lotus Cobra makes the mana a lot more flexible because you suddenly don't have to have green on one. One to two of these could be great too. Yeah, binding technically fixes our mana too. Every deck's a Yargle deck. Yeah, maybe I don't need this. Is 4 basics, 3 passage greedy? It's probably greedy. How many green do I have here? This is 5, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. What if I cut a Blooming Marsh for a second swamp? I think I like that. That gives, I think 5 to 3 is probably a good ratio. And then again, for people that aren't familiar with what I'm doing here, when I'm figuring out my 3-color mana bases, I'm counting how many of each color do I have in my lands. So for example, right now, all of these lands make white mana. So I would say this deck has 9, 15, 14 white. And then I would say, okay, how many black sources do I have? So these make black, this makes black, this makes black. Oh, I got rid of one by mistake there. Then I'm gonna have to do it again. Oh, I don't, it remembers it, sweet. So all of these make black. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 black. So I have 14 white, 17 black, and then how many green? I think this is 15 green, 3, 7, 11, 16 green. So we're 14 white, 16 green, 17 black. And we kind of have mammoths for green as well, is important to remember. So that's good. And black's our most prominent color, which makes sense because we have a bunch of black 1-mana spells. And white is our least representative, which makes sense too, because our white spells don't start till like 3, 5, and 6. Can we talk you into cutting a spell for a black castle? I don't hate that. I like that idea. What if we cut a mammoth? What if we cut a mammoth for a black castle? I like that suggestion. Because mammoth's basically a land spell a lot of the time anyways. Yeah, Stone Rain's gonna be historic legal. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Alright, so I probably want Yasharn in my sideboard, huh? And if you're playing this on a spot on the ladder where you think Jund is more popular than where I'm at in the low percentages, honestly, you probably play Yasharn main over Nissa. But where I'm playing lower on the ladder in like the 80s and low 90%, there's a lot of bad control decks. So I think I'd rather have Nissa. And Yasharn says players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents. It explicitly does not stop Fabled Passage or Night of the Reliquary. So Noxious Grasp is a card that's really good against Teferi control. It's also good against Grawl, and it's good against Angels. So I don't think I want to cut this. I think Witch's Vengeance is probably the cut. I get rid of Deccan Stone too. It's like Deccan Stone or Witch's Vengeance, I think. What if I just get rid of the cages, actually? Maybe that's the trim. I have Tocatli Honor Guard for goblins. I'm gonna cut the cages. think I'd rather have Tocatli. Let's do that. I think Witches is probably better than Cage against goblins and elves in a lot of situations. Especially with Tocatli. Ice Skulls, thanks for ripping that Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is actual factual Doomblade good enough for historic? I don't know, actually. It's probably worse than Heartless Act generically. Yeah, Goblins has lots of ways to tutor Trashmaster. Is very, very real. Yeah, okay. Nice. Don't have to deal 4 to myself on one. The thing I'm most excited about Doomblade being in the Mystical Archives chat is I'll no longer have to explain to Magic Zoomers why we say dies to Doomblade. That's the real plus EV of Doomblade being in the Mystical Anthology. Is not having to explain to Zoomers why we say dies to Doomblade. Alright, so I think I actually play this, just like search up tap land with this, because I want to play Knight around Shock. I don't really want to play something into a Shock here, right? I wish you were tacos. I don't take any offense to that. Tacos are lovely. I appreciate the Prime support. Thanks for dropping your Bezo bucks off this way this month. In case people haven't been keeping up on the archives, we had originally thought the next open was going to be Standard, because Standard's generally more exciting after a new set drops. Standard is canceled, chat. We're playing all Historic, okay? The Hoaglandia Online Open Tournament Series is a Historic tournament series until rotation. Bounce me, baby. The Historic Archive is like a Historic Anthology plus, and I am all about it, chat. It's real sweet. Okay, wait. I can cast Fall of the Thran this turn, right? So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we get to cast Fall of the Thran this turn. Holy shit, Lotus Cobra is dumb. This deck's awesome. Okay, so they have an unsummon in their hand, so this play's actually not very good, but it's still hilarious, so. Listen, chat, we're not here to make good plays. We're here to blow up all the lands, okay? They conceded. Obviously, it was a great play. That's fair. So they're almost assuredly a Phoenix deck, right? So Duress actually sounds kind of good because picking apart their kind of critical mass sounds appealing. Oh yeah, Brainstorm's gonna be historic, legal chat. For all of you Legacy fans out there, come play with the Magic Zoomers. Magic Boomers meet your new Zoomer format. You get to cast Brainstorm. Come play historic, we have Brainstorms. Chat, you could brainstorm into Mind's Desire, okay? You could brainstorm into Mind's Desire. You can't even do that in Legacy, chat. Yeah, Kefnit, Brainstorm, and Time Walk, all legal. Oh god, Brainstorm and Kefnit. We're gonna lose so many matches casting Brainstorm with Kefnit, chat. Electrolyze is legal. The Boomer doesn't know what Boomer Zoomer means. They're generational things. Zoomer's a way to say young... Zoomer means young people, and Boomer means old people, basically. Deck the halls with Bowels of Arcanist. Fa la 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 la.
This should be fun.
Did we get Lightning Helix? Show me Lightning Helix. Link it. Link it. I'm gonna lose so many games with terrible Jeskai decks. Brainstorming into Lightning Helixes. Come on. Come on, link me in chat. Don't you leave me hanging. Don't you leave me hanging. Give me the source. Is it listed in the spreadsheet now? Did we get Helix confirmed? Helix was not ruled out by the number crunch. Inquisition of Kozilek is definitely legal. Maybe I'm supposed to go tap play and kill Sprite Dragon here. Deck the halls with Bowels of Sprite Dragon. Do 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 do. Aether, all of these cards are instants and sorceries, chat. So creatures and stuff like that are not included in this set of stuff. Anger of the Gods, that's just rude. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. No! Chat, I've been pierced. I think playing the land is better. I think playing the land is better than cycling here with the double Felidar.
Enough.
All right, well, we're not guessing that one. You get the Mystical Archive cards out of booster packs, chat. They're just in the next set booster packs. This Abzan deck has been way more reasonable than I was expecting it to be, chat. This Abzan deck has been way more reasonable than I was anticipating it to be. I'm going to lead on this tapped, because if we draw Thoughtseize or Fatal Push, I want to be able to play it without shocking myself. So small land sequencing here, but we have a bunch of draws that reward us for leading on this. You'll probably want to play 6 to 8 discard spells in black mid-range decks main deck. Is likely what you want to be doing. Right on time, Thoughtseize. Welcome to the party. And if we draw a land next turn, we're going to be in a great spot. Four being Thoughtseize. It depends on the format. In Historic, in its current state, you probably favor playing more Thoughtseizes, yeah? It'll largely be contextual depending on the format. All right, so we're getting Collected Company this turn. I think I'm doing this and then this. And then hoping their company's not amazing. Torcat! Thank you for the 2 years. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, Skyclave's very scary. So I got the Fabled Passage because this way if they don't have a land, they can't attack in, he said before dying. Okay, so Thoughtseize and Duress out, Stone, Noxious Grasp, Mythos in. It's probably a Nissa out matchup. Yes, Tendrils of Agony and Mind's Desire are both historic legal, chat. They're both historic legal. This is probably a Fallout matchup, right? At least a couple. How is Luca? I'm done playing standard. I'm done playing standard, Wargy. We played like 20 minutes of standard, and I realized that it's just like shitty historic. If I'm gonna lose to Ultimatum on occasion, I'd rather get to play all the other sweet cards that exist in historic too. Stands a little loose. This is like a good generically good hand, but it's probably not good enough for this matchup. All right, if we can untap with this, we have a really solid curve here. This into this with Knight on the play is really good. So we can avoid a piece of removal. There's a part where they company into their removal spell chat. Oh, interesting. Squirrel Squad! Thanks for the 18 months, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Fatal Push is probably the best draw in our deck here, honestly. Shiny Pokemon rule, thanks for the follow. Ah, shoot. I should have killed this because Great Henge was coming. That's a mistake. Tumo's historic is already going to be differentiated from Pioneer a lot with the existing cards we're getting. So, like... Okay, so I get to binding their Great Henge here. And then next turn I get to go land fall. Okay, so I just get Fabled Passage back here, right? Because it gives me an extra landfall trigger. I think we just make all of these 6/6s this turn attack, right? Well, I mean, even if they have Scoo's mana up, chat, they can't eat all of the lands out of my graveyard. I guess they could have eaten the Fabled Passage if they had Scoo's mana, but... yeah, it could be right. It could be right to not get the Fabled Passage so that way I could play Lotus Cobra this turn. Yeah, that was, man, this deck feels like what we're doing is like pretty genuinely powerful, huh? Like the fall with like Retreat and Realm Eater and Knight are all strong. We still get to play Cobra? How? The Fabled Passage land was coming into play tapped. Again, I feel like this deck is such a good example of like how you can brew in this format. Like, you just need to adhere to a couple of base heuristics and understand what's going on in the format, but there's a lot of room to work within it. All right, we need to draw one of our 26 other lands next turn, but if we do, we're in a pretty good spot. The tapped lands, but beggars shan't be choosers, chat. This is fine. It doesn't let me go quite as crazy as I was hoping to, but it's fine. If I get to untap with both of these, we go insane next turn. We have Great Henge here? Sure. I think, so I could get, so Fabled Passage would mean I have 5 mana here. I think I just get a shock land and like Deccan Stone their elves plus Mythos their Great Henge, if that makes sense. No, that's only 4 mana total. That's only 4 mana total, right? Okay, yeah. That's only 4. Passage lets me do that. Okay. And I want to kill this first so I can change to my second main phase and deck in stone once their mana's not floating, so they can't crack a clue right away. This is a little aggressive, but I just want to slow them down because we're ahead, so I don't want them to be able to like develop their board real big. Okay, so this we're gonna follow the Thran this turn. Wait, did I need to play that? I didn't need to play that, right? That was wrong. I could have had that after. How much mana am I gonna have this turn? Infinite? I think we're gonna have infinite. Ooh, infinity and beyond. I'm gonna get to cast my Realm Eater here, right? Or my other knight. So this is 7, and I'm gonna have 3 more, so 8, 9, 10. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This snake is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Okay, so would I rather Realm Eater or Knight first? It's probably just another Knight, right? The Cobras have been a touch more impressive than Land War Elves. So just a little bit. Want to leave black mana available here in case I cycle into Fatal Push. Dunk. Maybe it was actually right to play this last turn, because the knight would be huge here regardless, whereas because I... 2, 3, 4... Because I played this after, yeah, I think I played the wrong one of these the turn I played the other thing. Because this would be big. Yeah, I have 1 basic left for passage. We have 5 basics in this build. Wow, they do have settle. Yeah, if I'd have made this large, we'd have been okay here, huh? I think we're gonna lose this game. I messed up my sequencing here. Yeah, opponent played this well. We got going a little bit crazy, and I got sloppy because we were getting to go big. And when does Celestia play subtle? A lot of the people playing Green-White Company are being very, very greedy, and they go down to like 25 or 26 company hits post board. They make their deck very inconsistent. A lot of the other builds that I've seen. I was pretty happy with this. I wasn't expecting a lot going into this, and I was pretty pleased with what we had going on here overall. So, thoughts on what I do differently. So, Mystic Anthology is coming out in 2 weeks. So, something I'm going to be doing a lot when we do deck techs is talking about how I would change a potential deck once we get some new cards from the new set. So, like, for example, this deck, once we have Inquisition of Kozilek in the format, these 3 Duresses, pretend these are Inquisitions. I think I want my main deck to look something like this. And I don't know, cut something from the sideboard to get down to that. But for the time being, I think I like these Vital Forces main as a control henge. And I just play like 1 Duress in the main. Like this is what I'd play for now. But I think you get up to 6 or 7 1-mana discard spells in your main deck easily. And a lot of these black mid-range decks once we gain Inquisition. What's Inquisition do? It is, your opponent reveals their hand, you pick a non-land card that costs 3 or less to discard. So it's like Thoughtseize, but only for cheap cards. And you don't lose life, which is great. It's a discard spell that's much better against aggro, and it's still reasonable against control because you take things like counter spells from them. Thran and Koran, thank you for the resubs. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, this deck was sweet, but I got plenty of other sweet decks I want to work on today, so let's mosey on along. If you didn't watch this whole set, we played for almost 2 hours.